Hey, what's up? I got some more lore content for you guys. I've got my favorite week 1 deck to showcase, and that is the Ruination combo of Vex and Viego. I want to run through my card choices, explain why they're in the deck, and give you the knowledge to pilot the deck yourself. The code for the deck will be in the description below, along with the website link. Before I get into the deck profile, if you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button to stay up to date with my content. I also stream on Twitch often, so check me out over there if you're looking for live gameplay, and also consider visiting my Patreon if I've helped you on your lore journey. With that, I hope you enjoy this deck profile. And I'm covering this deck specifically because it is my favorite way to play Vex so far. I made like 5 or 6 different iterations of Vex, and this is the one that I found most enjoyable and also having the most success with. It's a pretty standard Shadow Isles mid-range deck if you've played anything like Gwen, or if you've played Viego decks in the past, especially Evelyn Viego, this is most similar to that. The main reason that I chose Viego is because he has a lot of synergy in how Vex kind of wants to play. So Vex is a very strong mid-game fearsome unit that's aggressively statted, that comes down right on turn 4. Vex also has Shadow, right? Shadow is a follow-up that is a 5 cost, so you can play them back to back. Do Vex into Shadow. Shadow's going to have some enhanced stats, is also fearsome, and that's super good. Now, we can continue that pressure if we're already kind of set up or we're getting pretty far ahead by playing Viego right after on turn 6 to be another fearsome pressure unit, and then also Hydrovine on turn 7, basically dropping a bombshell each and every turn, starting from turn 4, which is really good. So you get to continue the pressure back to back to back with really strong premium units, all with the fearsome keyword. There's also some really cool stuff you can do to set up your turn 4, 5, 6, 7 plays by having a really cool turn 3, like Chemovoran Soldier being able to amp Viego when he does come down later, or Legion of the Severed, making your Vex a little bit safer, same with your Shadow, or your Viego or your Hydrovine, whichever one you choose. The whole point of the early game is to float a couple turns, that way you have spell mana, and you can kind of use that to push your advantage when you start getting the units down. So we have Pytos early, which is really good against 1 HP enemies. We have Glare for the same reason, right? Gloom applies a -1/-1 debuff to enemies. If the enemy is already at 1 health, this will also kill them, which is super important to think about because you can stack Gloom until units die. This also helps level up Vex, which is super good, while also cycling itself, by the way. It's a draw 1, kind of insane. Next we have Glimpse Beyond because that is a pretty good cycle card, that way we can keep drawing, and we can use Glimpse as a response to removal. Grotesque Gift, which is a new Gloom synergy card, right? 2 mana, it's going to be a 2/2 on play because it has a innate +1/+1 bonus that we can boost with our landmark, which I'll talk about. It says the first time an enemy is summoned, grant it -1/-1, which is nice. If you have multiple Grotesque Gifts on the board, the opponent tries to play a 2/2, it'll die. But if it plays like a 2/1 or something, it also dies with just 1 Grotesque Gift on the board. Super good, and it also helps level Vex. Next we have 2 Portal Pioneer because it is Explorer, and Explorers are really good this expansion. You can kill weapons, but more importantly, you can kill landmarks. There are a lot of chapter/story landmarks in the game now. There's like a bunch of them. Some of them are really powerful, they stay on the board, so having landmark removal is pretty much like an auto-include tech option for any deck of your choice. If that wasn't enough, the Explorers are also really good at getting you Blunder, because Blunder can turn off enemy keywords, and that includes Spirit. So for example, if you take a Spirit unit, let me go ahead and go to Demacia here, type in the word Spirit. Check out these Spritelings. They are normally a 1 mana 0/0 with double Spirit, so they're a 2/2. However, if you turn off the keyword, the unit just dies because it will reset back to its base stats, which is 0. Same with Jaro Lightfeather. So it's pretty powerful to have some Explorers in your deck. Next we have a story landmark, which I was just talking about, the Family Reunion. It is a landmark. You pay 2 mana to put it on the board, and it also has slow speed effects. Now this is the part that's a little confusing, especially for new players or returning players. You don't know what a story landmark is. I can quickly talk through it. So you pay 2 mana to put it down, then you can use one of these effects per turn, and it's also ramping. You don't get to choose one of the effects. You have to do the first one, then you have to do the second, then you have to do the third. You can choose to not play one of the effects for a turn and basically skip it and leave it on the board, but you do have to do them in this ascending order. So this one is a slow speed. The first turn that you put Family Reunion down, you may grant a unit Gloom. The next turn, you may grant an ally Impact. The turn after that, you may boost 2 units, and then the landmark destroys itself. This is really good because it has synergy with the rest of the deck. We apply Gloom, which is good, levels Vex, hurts the opponents. We give one of our units impact. The best target would be Grotesque Gift, because for our third chapter of the story, we can boost 2 units. So we can boost 2 enemy Glooms and apply the stack again, or we can boost our own allies' impact and also spirits. So if you put impact on Grotesque Gift, then you have a +1 to each of its different positive keywords. One being spirit, so it's going to go up +1/+1 on top of its already spirit, and then it's also going to gain an additional impact that we granted it from the second chapter. Makes sense? Really, really good. Next we have Allay, 3 mana 2/2 with impact. Play, grant me spirit, so she becomes a 3/3, or grant a unit Gloom. Himmelborn Soldier to help amp Viego. Legion of the Severed to give any of our mid-game units deathless, making them harder to deal with. And then this is the power curve that's super simple. Vex, who's really strong, really good stat line. On level up, she's even better, and you can double stack Gloom whenever you apply it, basically dealing Mystic Shots worth of damage to enemy unit at like back to back to back, and also lowering their attack while you do so. Very good. Her champion spell is Glare, which is very balanced, of course. Then we have Shadow, who tutors our Vex, so we play Vex on 4, Shadow on 5, now we have another Vex in case our first one died, or we can use her champion spell to cycle and grant Gloom, and also is a big fearsome attacker, so that's cool. Into Grim or Viego, Grim literally says 6 mana 5/3, right? With fearsome, that's good. Grant a unit 4 Gloom, so it just deals 4 to something on the enemy board. If Vex is leveled, this will double, and you can deal 8 to something, dealing with even top-end, really big beefcake units. Grim's super sick for that. And then we have Double Vengeance to deal with units that are just a little too big or a little too developed. And then we have, of course, Viego, who can level up sometimes. We're not really playing around Viego level in this deck. We're just using him as really strong mid-game. And then Hydravine to also help close out to keep the Viego pressure going. So yeah, I really wanted to stay within regions for this. I know you can take Vex out of Shadow Isles and do other stuff with her, like Lux Vex is very popular, but I really wanted to just kind of all-in Vex, see how consistent I can get with her, how many times I can level her up on 4 and 5, depending on if we're attacking on evens or odds respectively, and I do it pretty much every game. Like, it's super consistent as long as you open Vex. If you don't open Vex, the deck still stands on its own 2 feet. It still has a lot of ways to stall. You know, it has a lot of ways to get into the mid game, and any combination of cards just kind of play well together. So it feels really good. It's really simple to play as well. You can kind of just, again, play a 3-drop on 3, Vex on 4, Shadow on 5, Viego 6, Hydravine 7, and that's your only decision making over the course of the game. Just do attacks and blocks well, and you're pretty much good to go. It's very good. It's probably also going to be my main Vex deck for the foreseeable future until something that's also aggressive or mid-range comes out that's just like blatantly overpowered, right? I'll probably pivot to that, but this is my go-to week 1 build. And that's it for the deck rundown. Now here's some live commentary games so you can see how the deck plays out. I'll be giving context to why I'm playing certain cards, and hopefully it gives you a good feel on how to play the deck. And for the first example game, we're going to be fighting Lux Trist Vex. Now, I have seen Lux Vex, I've seen Lux Trist. Hey, I've even seen Vex Trist, but I've not seen all 3 of them, but they do work well together in any of the different combos, is basically what I was getting at. Let's go ahead and keep Shadow and Grotesque. We could probably keep one Allay, but I'd really like to see Vex. I know we have Shadow as like our fallback in case we don't open her, but playing around on 4 is really good, obviously, since we want the curve. So, this looks pretty fantastic. I want to do Family Reunion on 2, and then the Grotesque Gift on 3, Vex 4, and Shadow 5. The reason for that is because we don't have Viego in hand, so I don't really want to prioritize playing Himmelborn Soldier, and I want to float mana, so I can have like Pytos plus Gloom combos. Family Reunion is a lot better to play first, before Grotesque Gift, because you can use Chapter 1 on this turn like this. Then we can give Grotesque Gift impact on our defense turn, and then our following attack turn, we can boost the Spirit impact and also boost an enemy Gloom. So this is usually the proper order. This is the way I've done it every time, and it always feels good. Okay, Family Reunion, and then Grotesque Gift. Up. And then Vex. We also have Vengeance for anything big. That is fine. We'll take 5. Not something I'm super happy about, but I'll do it. Impact. And then we're going to do first action, boost the gift, and boost the stone stackers. So boost increases our positive stackable keywords and also boosts the enemy negative stackable keywords. So it applies it an additional time, essentially. So what we're going to do is get +1/+1 and second impact, while also giving them another -1/-1 on the stacker. See? It's also our first action, which is really nice. So now they have to play next, and we can do Vex right on attack 4, while also passing priority to them because that was a slow speed action from our landmark, which is really interesting. It's a new mechanic, and I bet that looks confusing, but it's actually pretty simple once you do it a couple times. So we're going to do Vex. Shadow into Severed Soldier is probably a pretty good turn 6 play, or we can slow down and play Vengeance on 6 in case something gets a little too crazy. We can kill their Vex if she comes down next turn, so that's pretty cool. We can always slow down for Vengeance at some point because we floated. We're going to play Vex here for sure. Huh, the grotesque gift applied the gloom to the ally summon. Get wrecked. Vex time! Here. If we had another Vex in hand, or one of our hard run glares, we'd have exact amount of mana to level Vex right on turn 4 this game, you see? Pretty fast. Let's go ahead and hit Lux with that Gloom, because that's strongest enemy. Yep, you are right. You are right, Vex. Which is so cool to think about. If we just had like a glare instead of Legion or a Soldier here, we'd have leveled Vex right on this attack 4 call. So, yep, do that. Bonk. Bonk. Lux is a bit annoying. What I could do is Pie Toss the Lux, and then that will pressure them to open attack, gain barrier, before I can Pastry her, which is nice. Only issue is if they're going to have like Incandescence or Form Up or something, then that's not really super good for my mana, because I'd like to play Shadow if possible. So what I could do instead is just play Pie Toss and leave Lux alone for the time being.
Literally wasting away here.
Pie Toss is nice because it just executes the LA, get it out of here for us. And we can continue curving. It's not like they have any fearsome blockers anyways. Oh, there's our glare. Now we can level Vex. Okay, that changes things a little bit. That changes things a tiny bit here. Rumble Slug. Okay, so there's a couple things we can do. I'd actually like to do the Perilous Pastry on the Lux. If they have that Spirit card, it's going to be a bit annoying. Do we have a fallback? We don't really have a fallback for this. What if we do it anyways? Like, we have a couple different options. I just don't want them to be on a buff, you know? If I do Perilous Pastry, and here's my line of thinking. Perilous Pastry puts Lux to 1. Even if she gets Barrier, my next Gloom proc will kill her. So I just want to go ahead and do it. If they have a buff, then I guess they have a buff. Like, Grumble Slug kind of tells me they have Inspiring Light. Yeah, that's right. That's what I was thinking. It's not a super big deal. I can just go ahead and do, like, Chemovoran Soldier on defense instead. It's not, like, a really high committal play to me. Doesn't really matter that much. Okay. And also made it awkward for them because they didn't get double Inspiring Light value, so I'm pretty happy. They're also out of cards in hand, so it's a bit of an issue for them. You could probably just give like Grumble Slug something. I'm gonna end up chump blocking anyways, right? Okay, interesting. They could also have their own pings, so I have to be careful of the Vex block. Let's do this. And let's do 3-3 to 3-2. Just take away the body. That's pretty fine. I do like that. I do like that. I think I need to go for value trading though. Otherwise, I'm going to end up losing naturally. Take 5 either way. Let's go ahead and hit that stone stacker though. Alright, and then we're going to have to win from this position. So them having that double Inspiring Light was a bit annoying because Lux is just out of our damage ranges. We might have to Vengeance next turn. Let's go ahead and do Shadow.
It's not like I'm glad to see you.
Shadow. We could do Glare first action, assuming they have their own Glare, right? That probably would have been better so we could level our Vex. So she's at 2 HP instead of 1. That's just a small optimal play. Because it is slow speed. That's like the only thing we'd consider. If they had something like Pytos, it wouldn't matter. Okay, so it didn't matter. Let's go ahead and gloom up that Lux again. Putting her down to a 2/2 is really nice. Then when we attack with Vex, it's going to hit the Grumble Slug, putting that down to a 2/3. So they only have one fearsome blocker, which is that stacker, and it's going to block my Vex. Okay. Alternatively, hey, new idea, guys, new idea. What if I do this? Then it's a fearsome blocker. Drat. I was thinking we could have a better attack if I attack with Vex and try to force the Lux to block us. Does not seem like that's going to be the case, though. Might just be best to hit the Lux then. There's not really a lot I can do. Both of these being here is kind of hard. If it was just one of them, we'd have a really easy attack call, because it would be try to gloom them and make Lux block us. If I was able to manipulate the attack in any way to make that work, that'd be epic, but we cannot, but it's alright. Reunion's only a -1/-1 this turn, so Vex would live that if they target Vex. We have Vengeance for open. They're going to have to block Shadow. Well, they don't have to block Shadow if they don't want to. We have Hydrovine for 1 action, 2 blockers. We have Grim for 1 action, kill a unit and also put up a blocker. Sounds pretty good. Yep, Glooming Shadow makes sense. We go ahead and send it.
I hate it here.
So 4/2, 6/2, and take 7 to face. That sounds about right. They know I have a second Vex. Oh, yeah, you could go that route too if you want. Oh, we get to keep Vex. That's pretty interesting. Pioneer? I don't die to open attack. I wonder what that is. Keywords? I'm not sure. But I don't think I really mind. 3, 4. Yeah, I kind of want to play like just blockers, right? We need to live this turn, and then we can win next attack. That's fine, I'm not dead. I hope you don't have a rally. That would be kind of tragic. She leveling? She is. Okay. I'm just going to accept this. I can live with 3. And Vex got the trade. Yeah, I'll live. Hey, works for me. And then we'll do Amavoran Soldier. Just in case they have Golden Aegis. And we'll probably replay our Vex here. Or we can do Legion. Act? Yeah. Let's do the Vex.
Sunlight. I should have stayed in bed.
Aegis? Because I think these decks do run rallies. So I need to put up blockers here. Or at least deter the rally. Yeah, because right now we don't die to Aegis. Okay, cool. I'm pretty happy about that. I think they might be on it too, which is the scary part. I wish I had one more mana so I could do LA and Grim. Right now, it's probably best to just do Grim and kill the Lux. Yeah. Goodbye. Lux.
I got you the most metal present of all. Nothing.
My favorite thing. Disappointment.
These two are so funny together. All the Vex interactions and voice lines are hilarious, to be honest. Alright, stats, Andy. Are you done bumping all your unit stats all the time, or what? Because right now, I'm threatening lethal, so you gotta do something. Because Vex is going to lower that Grumble Slug into the 2 attack range, no longer fearsome blocker. What say you? What say you? Well, hey, that answered my question. And for the next game, we have Lillia and Annie. So the point of this deck is to get Annie down. We can level her pretty quickly with the Dream Laden Bow because it is a slow speed. We can also use fast speed spell. And it also goes wide and plays pretty aggressively. It's kind of like Wildfire, Ionia Noxus wants to slam a bunch of units. So what we're going to do is get rid of Grim and Viego and even the Shadow. We need to play very, very slow in this matchup. Pie's going to be really good. And we got the Shadow back. Yep, it also plays TIE Bulk because it's really easy to get TIE Bulk level. Well, I guess it's not really a level. The countdown by like turn 6. Alright. Seems good. I'm down to pass. We have a lot of good removal, obviously. This is going to be a glare angle on that 1/1. That way we can get a Vex level up point, draw a new card. Another Vex is also nice. Pass. If they play Lillia on 3, we can actually kill Lillia with Pi plus Perilous. Interesting. Okay. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm taking 4, which is not super terrible for me. Pass, yep. We'll take 4. I'm not going to Pi any of these. I think I'm going to use Pi in conjunction with my Glooming now. So let's play Vex. We need to get control of the board before they go too wide. That is the idea here. Another Pixie. Okay, they're on triple Petal Pixie. Which is a bit difficult. Because they're just so wide. Like, there's so many dudes. So many Spritelings all over this board. Bonk. And then we can do Perilous Pastry here, because it's slow speed. Pass. Alright. That's a lot of Vex. We kind of just play Vex over and over and over, don't we?
Wake me up.
That's not actually my job, but if I could, I would.
Okay, their interactions are funny too. Glare you up. That's a 2/1 keeper. Okay. Legion, and we can target Shadows, probably okay. Are you gonna sleep the keeper? Wait, that's kind of cool. That's kind of really cool. You can do some damage with this deck. Sleep a units. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and do Pi as a response. The fact they can use that on enemies is super flexible, right? Because they can use it for their own synergies on their board, or they can use it to take away one of my blockers, kind of like a stun. Actually, exactly like a stun now that I think about it. I'm taking 7 here, blocking one of the Spritelings. Ow. Freaking ouchies. Then we can do Grim here. Get rid of that. And then that's going to be leveled Vex. On defense turn, we can do first action Soldier, and that's going to be 2 blockers. Another Lillia. Fine. They're taking 11. Get that Vex level real quick. Bonk bonk. With 4. Annie. Hello, Annie. So we basically just need to live. Is that a super strong open attack? Not really, huh? It's a little doomed for them now. Because Lillia is not leveled, so they're not going to get the immediate sleep effect. Oh, wow. Random lifesteal unit. That's also, yeah, the cost reduction for spells. That's really interesting. I think it's still time to do Chemivore and Soldier, because that's 2 blockers for 1 action. Oh, they're going to sleep the Serene. That's a nifty combo too, isn't it? So let's go ahead and do 6536. We can do 3302. We can do 5311 and 1111. We can actually take 1 less damage and block there. Is that okay? We go to 7? I don't have to go to 7. Let's go to 8 and just leave 2 1/1s on the board, because I can kill them. I don't really care that much. These value blocks are insane for us. Like, absolutely insane. Yeah. Go ahead and apply that. I quite literally do not care about these 1/1s. Those are so easy to deal with. Here, that one too. So this should be a win on open attack.
Hear my eyes rolling?
I cannot imagine what they can do at fast speed or burst speed to stop this. I guess like a stun, right? It'd have to be on 2 stuns though. And for this one, we have another Lillia deck. This one's more typical. Lillia, Kennen. They work really well together. If you are spamming like the Spritelings, then Kennen levels really fast. And then they have Freljord for protection, like Sky Splitter and stuff. So, Shadow in hand, Pioneer good, Severed, Vengeance, get rid of those. Pioneer's nice because we can stop any landmark shenanigans. Grotesque Gift early, Shadow, Viego, Glare. Okay, this is a pretty solid hand. I'd like to see the landmark so I can play the landmark on 2. Okay, and we got Vex. Hey, you know what? I'm not complaining. So let's go ahead and do the gift. I am A-okay with this. This sounds fantastic. Yep. Bonk. Summon the Spriteling. That is going to take 1 Gloom from my gift. Oop. And then we could probably Glare to finish it off and be pretty happy about that. Or Pie. It's a good combo. Oh, you're recalling. Recalling. That's cool. I like that. Let's do Glare. And Pie. We can do it same action if we want. Only issue is Sky Splitter. Let's do it one at a time, in case they replay the Spritelings or something. No, they're attacking. Okay, Pie it is. Fine, now you get the Pie. You're back, and you're back to being a 2/2. Oh, look at you. I'm playing Vex right on turn 4, and then Shadow on turn 5, Viego on turn 6.
I should have stayed in bed.
And we're going to be gaming. Let's play for a pretty strong curve. Oh, yeah. It's pretty good.
I hate it here.
So if we attack with Vex, that's a 3/2/2/2. We trade up and over, so send both.
You're welcome.
We can apply Gloom again. Shadow, Viego, Shadow, Viego. Like, how is Shadow already a 5/5/5? That's really good. Yeah, I know they want to sleep the Sprite Mother. So that they can continue buffing the Spritelings everywhere. I run a deck pretty similar to this. I do, I think Demacia second region, though. Freljord's also pretty good. Right. 4/3, makes sense. Yeah, I'm down to play the Shadow. Yep.
What's the rush? Jeez.
Because we have leveled Vex on attack 6, if we don't want to play Viego. Are you gonna turn off my keywords? That's not nice. That's not nice at all. Don't you turn off my keyword right now. You keep that Explorer's Blunder to yourself. Unless they're crazy and just went with the landmark one, assuming I'm gonna play a landmark, but that'd be wild out of them. Breeze. Draw 2 spells. Okay, you only have 6 mana to work with next turn. And I'm in a pretty good spot. So let's go ahead and Glare that. -1 dude.
Gaze upon me and despair.
Right. Okay. Well, we're also gonna Gloom that. Sleep a unit. Sounds good. Goodbye, Vex. Have a nap. Oh, what a crazy combo! Yo, 5 mana Vengeance. Whoa, I've never seen that. This is like my second day into the expansion, and I have not seen someone do Blooming Bud into Excavation. That is annoying, actually, isn't it? That's pretty annoying. Family reunion. We are going to Gloom you. That way, Shadow is going to hit for 8. And you're not blocking him. So that's half your life. Good work, Shadow. That was crazy out of them. I'm kind of mad about that. Alright, whatever. Doesn't matter. As a 2-card combo, we got, well, yeah. We got Viego here. Hello, Viego. Viego's kind of cool, I guess.
Mother and guardian.
Bloom you. Now I'm going to take 1 less elusive damage. Shadow is growing, yeah. And then I'm going to give impact to Viego. And then first action, next turn, I'm going to enhance the Gloom on Conspirator and enhance the impact on my Viego. Come on. Before figuring out the rest of the turn. The rest of the turn could just be like Grin and Old Pastry. It could be Vex and Ally. Not really sure yet. It's not like they have Buried in Ice anymore, so I can just kind of develop and do whatever I want. Funnily enough. Yep, these are our big fearsome units, huh? Big fearsome units. What? Are you doing some big wombo combo? Capsize. And tag out. Cool. That makes my next unit cost 2 more. Wow, I can't play anything. So it would seem attacking's pretty bad. So that was a pretty interesting turn. I guess I could just do nothing. Right, doing nothing is pretty good. I burned 1. Or I can get that 1. At that point, might as well Portal Pioneer, in my opinion. Take the Landmark Destruction. Yeah. Okay, they've had enough anyways. They had enough. And that's it for the deck profile. Extra shout out to the patrons on screen. Much love and thank you for supporting. So for some closing thoughts, this deck functions a lot smoother than I thought it would. The turns feel really easy to navigate while also producing powerful results. Hopefully you can have as much fun with this combo as I've been having. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a sub if you're new, and also a like for the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching and have a good one. Laters!